Have you seen what's happening down in Venezuela? Well, a corrupt socialist dictatorship has turned one of the richest countries in the world into one of the poorest countries. Believe it or not, Venezuela has one of the largest oil reserves on the planet Earth, and yet people are literally starving. People are dying in hospitals because of a lack of medication. Protesters are being killed in the streets by supporters of the government that has taken over the parliament, that is running roughshod over democracy. But still, the only thing that is allowing these socialist dictators to cling to power is the oil revenues that they generate, partly, get this, by selling corrupt Venezuelan conflict oil to the United States. In fact, they export about 800,000 barrels of Venezuelan crude per day to the U.S. This is yet one more urgent reason why we need greater export of Canadian, of Alberta oil to the United States. In fact, the long proposed Keystone XL pipeline that would run from Alberta down to the Gulf Coast to U.S. refineries would, once fully operational, sell the Americans about 800,000 barrels of oil a day. That would almost exactly displace the amount of oil that Americans consume from Venezuela, which, by the way, not only has one of the worst human rights records in the world, but one of the lowest environmental standards, as socialist governments are wont to do. And by the way, just a little note on the side here, we actually have MLAs in the NDP government up in Edmonton who are open advocates, fans of the socialist dictatorship in Venezuela. There's an NDP MLA named Rod Loyola who attended a rally in support of the dead Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez, and praised him as a hero, as the left does generally throughout the democratic world. So the catastrophe, the humanitarian catastrophe in Venezuela, is yet another reason why we need ethical Alberta oil to displace conflict oil from regimes like Venezuela around the world. And it's also why we need to stand in solidarity with the Venezuelan people as they try to take back their country and once again make it democratic and prosperous.